You are going to learn how to read structural drawings and specifically the ground beam in this particular video. Let's first clearly understand what a ground beam means. So this is the ground beam. It is a horizontal structural element to transfer loading from building walls and joists to the ground. The ground beam is always sitting on the plinth wall. After casting concrete for these bases, you cast mass concrete in between these bases here. This concrete will be on the same level as the bases like this. So this is the foundation layout. After casting concrete for pad F2A here and also pad F2A here like this, we also cast concrete blinding for this area between this base and this base like this. Then this is where we build the walls. To build the walls, we follow the foundation layout. This is the symbol for the load-bearing masonry block work. So these are bricks or blocks running along here like this. Along this grid line B, this wall starts from column C2 here, goes to column C1 and separates from here at this column C1. One wall takes this direction and another takes the other direction. Similarly on ground, this is column C1. One wall will take this direction and another wall will take the other direction. That's how it's always done. According to the drawing, the height of this wall will be 880 millimeters. This reading is always on section 1 or section 2 of the blueprint. So this is the base here below. This is the height of the plinth wall and this is the ground beam. Even on ground, this is the base here below. This is the plinth wall and the ground beam is going to be sitting here on top of this wall. When building these walls, always remember to add hoop iron horizontally in the mortar after every 3 courses. After building the plinth wall, tie steel and place it on top of the plinth wall like this. Here is the top plan or top view of the ground beam and it directs us that it will be of size 200 by 220 millimeters. This minus 0.150 TBL means 150 millimeters below the top beam level. Each beam is named differently. For example, this is beam 10, this is beam 11, also beam 11. This is beam 12, this is beam 17, this is beam 18 among others. Each beam has different dimensions and details. For example, beam 11 here and beam 11 here and this one also means that these beams have the same dimensions and details, whereas beam 17 and beam 18 have different details among others. There is always a separate page showing the details of each beam. When seen from a side, after building the plinth wall, we place 25mm spacer blocks here. Spacer blocks look like this and are always in different sizes to be used at different stages. These are 50mm spacer blocks to be used in the foundation, that is in the bases and also under the BRC. These are 40mm spacer blocks to be used in the columns and these are the 25mm spacer blocks to be used in the beams, slabs and the staircase. But specifically for the ground beam here, the drawing directs us to use 25mm spacer blocks at the bottom, then 40mm spacer blocks in the sides of the beam. The drawing also directs us to use 4 H12 code 1 steel bars with H8 links at a spacing of 150mm. These are the 4 H12 steel bars. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 and these are the H8 links at a spacing of 150mm. This code 1 just helps us to know where a steel bar starts and ends from. H simply means the thickness of a steel bar, therefore H12 means that these bars are of thickness 12mm, then H8 means that this bar is of thickness 8mm. The drawing also directs us that this ground beam is of 200mm by 220mm, so physically on ground this is 200mm and this is 220mm. After doing formwork properly, cast concrete for the ground beam which is of grade 25. Also remember that for all structure work, you use cement with 42.5 compressive strength. When I say structure work, I mean the foundation or bases, all beams, all columns, all slabs, all staircases, you use cement with 42.5 compressive strength. You can use cement with 32.5 compressive strength only when doing concrete blinding, when plastering, when doing block work or brickwork or any other temporary work on site. Cast concrete for the ground beam and do not cast concrete around here on top of this shower sink area. It remains with block work or brickwork with no beam on top like this. Even physically on ground, there is no beam on top here. Drainage pipes will feed here plaster its inside surface properly and apply bituminous-based waterproofing paint. This is the plan on the drawing for the ground beam, and this is our final product. That's the end of this video about how to read the structure drawing for the ground beam. I hope you get something from it. Watch this next video about how to read the structure drawing to lay hardcore, do sand blinding, BRC up to the ground floor structure slab level.